Hi everyone. So in this lab, I'll be going through lab 10 under the AZ-104 lab series. So the lab itself is on implementing data protection. If you wish to follow along, this is just look up this this statement. This is the search you can import: GitHub AZ-104 implement data protection. So once I hit enter, what I'm looking for is the GitHub link, this first link over here. So I can just click there, and there we have the lab instructions. So I'll just drag this tab to the left side of my screen, and yeah, these are the lab instructions. So something else that we'll be needing this lab are the lab files. So to get the lab files, you need to right click on this link. I'll just open it in new tab, so because that's like the parent directory. Then you need to head into this folder, all files. So I'll click all files / labs, and you need to scroll down to lab 10. So open lab 10, and we have these two files associated with this lab, so we'll be using the two files eventually. So as for about the lab, just briefly, we are to implement data protection, and as you know, data protection is basically all about safeguarding your data from things like compromise, loss, or yeah, compromise and loss. So how to go about this in Microsoft Azure platform? You can implement backup of your data in the virtual machines and even on premises. So we have a service for that, and I will be seeing that shortly. So as for the lab scenario, you have been tasked with evaluating the use of Azure recovery services for backup and restore of files hosted on Azure virtual machines and on-premises computers. In addition, you want to identify methods of protecting data stored in the recovery services vault from accidental or malicious data loss. So there's an interactive lab guide over here. You can just click on that link, and you'll get an interactive lab if you're interested, but I won't do that. So as for the lab objectives, we have 7 tasks to be completed, and they are sequential, of course. Task 1 will be on provisioning lab environment. So I won't read through all the tasks here, because we'll be doing them. So the lab is estimated to take about 50 minutes, but of course that may take longer because I'll be recording the video. And this is the lab topology, if I may call it that way. This is how it will look like after we've deployed everything that we need to set up. So exercise 1 is on provisioning the lab environment. So you need to log into the Azure portal. Then in the Azure portal, you need to open Cloud Shell, and then we'll be selecting the PowerShell. PowerShell as our shell. And there's a note here that just in case you get a prompt to create a storage, then please go ahead. It's not hard. You can just follow the wizard and create a new cloud storage, which should be a file share storage. So there are some 2 files that we'll need to upload, and those are these files right here. They are on GitHub. So let's just open Cloud Shell. I'm now back in my Azure portal. If you're not logged in, just log in. And to open PowerShell, you need to click on that link on this icon. So I'll click on that. Give it a moment to open. And we need to upload these 2 files. So the template.json file and parameters.json file. So I'll just download them. I'll click on the first link, which is on the parameters.json file. So to briefly just go through what's happening here, this is the parameters file, and it will set parameters for our virtual machine instance. You can see that The admin username is going to be student. We don't have our admin password set, so we'll be getting a prompt to set that eventually. What you can do at this point is just copy this username, which is student, copy that and have it stored somewhere. So for me, I'll be storing it here, so I'll just type in username and have it stored here. So those are the two parameters. I have the username and I have the password for that virtual machine that will be deploying, and the rest you can go through it if you're interested. You can see the virtual network name is VNet. You can see the that's the virtual network name where the virtual machine instance will be deployed. These are the subnet details. Yeah, there's not much in here, so I'll just download this template. To do that, you can click on this download icon. I'll click that to download the raw file. Then I'll go back and level up by clicking the L10 and download the second file, which is the template.json file. And this as well will be just used to set up the environment. It will select the image I can see here. It will be selecting an image of the virtual machine instance, which you see it's going to be a Windows server. Then there's just a lot here. VM size, virtual network. So it's a JSON file. If you're not accustomed to reading a JSON file, you can just check out how to go through a JSON file, but it's not that complicated. You can easily see what it will be doing. Then another thing, right here and line 275, you can see that it will be deploying Microsoft Edge. There'll be a command to execute to do that, so to be installing Microsoft Edge because Internet Explorer, there's a notification up here at the top. Internet Explorer is no longer supported. Here you can see Internet Explorer 11 is no longer supported from the Azure portal, so that's why you'll be using Microsoft Edge eventually. So I'll just download this file as well, like we did with the first one. I'll hit download there, and you have the files with us. So do CLS to clear Cloud Shell, the Cloud Shell details. So, now I can we need to upload the two files. To do that from the Cloud Shell pane, you need to click on this icon here, which will allow you to either upload or download files. So I'll click on upload, then I'll upload the files one by one. So I'll start with any, just start with any that you're comfortable with. So I'll select the template file, template.json, click open. Once it has uploaded, you'll get this prompt over here at the bottom of the screen, just letting you know that the upload is complete and successful. Then I'll upload the second file. Click upload, which will be the parameters file. So I just select it and click open. Same thing will happen, get a prompt. Okay, so moving forward, from the Cloud Shell pane, we need to run the following commands. So this command will get our desired location where we wish to deploy the resources. Then this other one is we'll just set a variable for our resource group name, and in this case our resource group name will be named as AZ-104 -10-RG0, resource group 0 in other words. So you're required to change this parameter here, the Azure region, with the region that you're comfortable with, and I'll suggest that you use the same region for the entire lab. So I'll just copy this first code by using this icon. So I'll click on that icon to copy the command. Then you can paste it directly in the Cloud Shell. I'll type in Control-Shift-V. So Control-Shift-V will just paste the content there. Then to get your desired location, if you're not sure on how to type it in, I suggest that you try deploying something, even if it's just setting up a resource group. The idea is we'll be trying to get the name of a region. So we can just type in resource group, and you can see here we have resource group. So I can click on create new resource group. Any resource will work in this case. So I can just click on create a new resource group, then give it a moment there. So I'm not interested in filling out the details about the subscription and the resource group name. What I'm interested with is this field here, region, because this one will help me to see what regions are there and how to input the region name, because you don't want to make an error there. So be using the East US region for me, and this is how to input the East US name, as you can see here. So I'll just go back to my Cloud Shell frame and a backspace all the way from the brackets to the far left bracket. Then I'll input the name East US. So that's gonna be my region, and I'll hit the return key. So that saved my East US region to this variable location. Then I can close this blade. I don't need to set up a region, so I'll just click on this X button there to close that blade, and close it once again. So I'll go back to the instruction page. I'll get this second code, and this second code, what it will do is that it will just set our resource group name to this AZ-104 resource group 0. So that will be our resource group name. Copy that back in the Cloud Shell. I'll just hit Ctrl+Shift+V to paste it there. Then I'll hit the return key once again, and we have two variable sets so far. We have the location variable and the resource group variable. Then the last thing is to use this last code to now set up this will new AZ resource group name. So this will just set up the resource group, this code here. That's why it's saying new resource group, new Azure resource group, and the name of the resource group is gonna be the name stored under the resource group name variable, and location where it's gonna be deployed is gonna be the location stored in the location variable. So I just copy that. We don't need to edit it. And back in the Cloud Shell, hit Ctrl+Shift+V to paste it there. Then hit return key. So you can see that we have the resource group right here. It has been created. So the resource group name is that right here, and the location is East US. Provisioning state is succeeded, so we are good to go. Next, from the Cloud Shell pane, the following to create the first virtual network and deploy a virtual machine into it by using the templates and parameter files we uploaded. So we'll copy this code, this entire code. Sorry, we'll copy this entire code using this button, of course. And what this code will do is that it will deploy a virtual network, and at the same time it will deploy a virtual machine within that virtual network. So how will this virtual machine be deployed in the background? It will be using the two templates that we uploaded earlier. So just copy the code, and before we go to the Cloud Shell, notice here that it says note you'll be prompted to provide an admin password. So that password will be used for the virtual machine, and if you're keen, you might have noticed that the parameters file did not have admin password set. So let's just go back to this parameter file, and right here you can see that we have the admin username set, but after the admin username details, we don't have the admin password. Even if you scroll down, you won't see it. So that's why we have to set it at this point. So I'll just type key in CLS to clear the screen, Remember, I had copied this code. So it's there on my clipboard, or I can just copy it once again. Then I'll key in Control Shift V to paste the entire code. Control Shift V. So let it run. Once you see your cursor blinking, you can hit the return key. Then there goes the prompt. So you need to supply an admin password. So for that, I'll just copy the password that I intend to use. For me, this is the password. You can come up with your own password so long you're able to remember it eventually. So that's my password, my VM password. Then I'll hit Control Shift V, and there we go. So it will deploy all this in the background, and as you can see, the job is it seems to be running in the background. So I'll just let it run in the background. What I'll do is I'll minimize this Cloud Shell pane by hitting on the minus icon there. Next, you're even advised not to wait for the deployment to complete, because it may take up close to 5 minutes, so just around that time. Next, we need to create a recovery services vault. So before we create a recovery services vault, you may be wondering what's the purpose for this recovery services vault. And it's actually the one resource that will do this backup for us. It will manage our backup for us. So you can go into the marketplace. I'll hit the ellipsis button right there at the top left section. I'll hit that. Then I'll click on create resource. So this is the marketplace, the Microsoft Azure marketplace. So at this point, I can just type in Azure recovery services. Okay, recovery services. I'll hit enter to search for it. Then what we're looking for is actually this one, the backup and site recovery. So it must have escaped, so I'll just type it once again. So this is what you're looking for, backup and site recovery. So to just read about it, I'll click anywhere here on the backup and site recovery box. I'll click there, and this will give you more information about this this resource. So you can see that it says here the backup service is Microsoft's born in the cloud backup solution to backup data that is located both on premises and in Azure. So it will do that job for you. Then what you can backup is that you can backup Windows servers, Windows clients, Hyper-V virtual machines, Microsoft workloads, Azure virtual machines, both Windows and Linux. And there's just so much to it. You can read about it if you're interested. So at this point, I can just hit on create. I can use this button here to create it, and it will go ahead and start creating. We'll be prompted to fill in all this to create the service. If you're not interested to go to go through the marketplace, what you can just do is close out of this. So I'll just go back to the home tab, and using the search bar at the top here, what you can do is search for recovery services vault. So this option right here, that's what you're looking for. So I'll just click that, and at the moment I don't have any recovery services vault, so we are about to deploy one. So these are the settings that will input. You need to select your subscription, of course. Then the resource group is gonna be AZ-104 resource group 1. Let me just double check if that's the resource group name. No, so that will be a different resource group, because to deploy the virtual machine, we use the RG0 resource group, and in this case we'll be using the RG1 resource group. Then the vault name itself is going to be AZ-104 recovery service vault 1 or RSV1. So I'll just copy the resource group name, go back to the portal. I'll click on create right here to create a new recovery service vault. Then resource group, I'll click on create here to create a new one because we need to come up with a new one. Create new. I'll paste in the resource group name I just copied and click OK. And about the instance details, that's where you fill in the name of the resource group, of the recovery service vault itself. So I'll just go back here and copy this vault name. Copy that. Then I'll paste it here. Then the region is going to be East US. And then let's see what else. So it says here, note, make sure that you specify the same region into which you deployed the virtual machines in the previous task. So be keen on that. Then we can just review and create it, wait for the deployment to complete. The deployment should take less than a minute. So I'll just click on review and create. Or if you're curious, you can try to check out the vault properties, see what can be set here. You can enable immutability. So it says the immutability feature is not available in the selected region. So it seems like if you need to set up immutability, you need to select a different region. Just perusing through the different tabs, I'll go to networking, and it says here connectivity method allow public access from all networks. So this will ideally allow that public access from the internet, and I guess it will be given a public IP for that case. Then next tags, you can use some tags here. Just input whatever tags you're interested in inputting. Then I'll just click review and create at this point. So this will just validate our setup, the configurations to input, and we can click on create. I'll let it to deploy in the background. So when the deployment is completed, click go to resource, and then on the resource vault, on the recovery service vault, you need to go to the settings section and click properties. Then on the properties blade, click the update link and backup configuration blade. So let's just go there. Should be done by now. Okay, the deployment is initializing. I'll just wait for it to complete. So after about some 2 minutes, my recovery service vault got deployed successfully. And at this point, you can just click on go to resource, and it will take you there. If you had navigated to a different blade or somewhere else, what you can do is, I'll just go to maybe my home tab. What you can do is search for recovery services vault once again, and this is the option you're looking for. So just click on recovery services vault. Once you're there, click on this entry, because this should be ideally only recovery service vault, and this is it. So as per the instructions, you're supposed to go down to the settings section and click properties. So this is the settings section, and we need to click on properties. Then on the properties blade, click the update link and backup configuration. So this is the link. Sorry, that's on diagnostics. So backup configuration, this is the place, and this is the link that you should be clicking on. So update. And then on the backup configuration blade, review the choices for storage replication type. leave the default setting of geo-redundant in place and close the blade. So we just to review the choices for storage replication type. Let's see what's there. So we can do locally redundant replication, and you can read through the details here what locally redundant storage replication will do. Then we can do zone redundant, and we can do geo redundant. So I'll just leave the setting on geo redundant as it is, because it says here leave the default settings of geo redundant in place and close the blade. So don't set up anything, leave it as it is, and then I'll just close the blade using this X right there. So back on the AZ-104 resource vault 1 properties blade, click update link under security settings. Then on the security settings blade, note that soft delete for workload running in Azure is enabled. Close the security setting blade. I'm back on the resource vault 1 recovery services vault blade. Click overview. So let's just go back to the settings, then properties. That's where we are. Then we need to go to settings. Security. So this is the, if you just scroll down slowly, this is the security security settings label. Then the update link is there, so I'll just click on that update link, and enable soft delete for cloud workload, so that's checked. Enable soft delete and security settings for hybrid workloads. So hybrid workloads, this will just enable you can think of hybrid workloads as the workloads in your on-premises environment. Then soft delete retention period is 14 days. Then enable always on soft delete, that's unchecked, so we'll leave it as so. And the purpose behind soft delete is just to work like a recycle bin, the way we have a recycle bin within a Windows operating system, such that whenever you delete something, it will just go into the recycle bin first before it's permanently deleted. So ideally, when it goes into the recycle bin, you can retrieve it before the retention period. Like in our case here, the retention period is 14 days. Before the retention period is done. So I close that blade once again, and under task 3, implement Azure Virtual Machine level backup. So in this task, you will implement Azure Virtual Machine level backup. Before you start this task, make sure that the deployment you initiated in the first task of this lab has successfully completed. So ideally, we need to, you can just click on the home, go back to the home tab by clicking on the Microsoft Azure link there at the top, almost on the top left section. So I'll just click there, and you should be having a quick link to your virtual machine instances. So like you see it on my screen, it's a quick link, virtual machines. If not, you can just hit the ellipsis right there and navigate to virtual machines right here. This is the option for virtual machines. It will land you in the same place. So let's just see if we have virtual machine ready. We have two virtual machines, VM0 and VM1, and set is running. So that's confirmed. The deployment is complete. Alternatively, you can just check here if there's anything running in the background, so we don't have any notification. But anyway, we have the virtual machine instances running. So on the resource vault, so we'll navigate to our resource vault, and then click overview, then click backup. So let's go back to our resource vault. I'll just click this quick link. I'll hit on this arrow to have a full view of this screen. I'll just click there, then overview, and then backup. This is the point. I'll click backup. Then on the backup goal blade, specify the following settings. Where is your workload running? I will select Azure. What do you want to do? What do you want to backup? we select virtual machines. So where is your workload running? That's the option selected there in Azure. And what do you want to backup? Virtual machines. Let's see what are the other options. So we can select backup Azure File Share, SQL Server, Azure Virtual Machine. We can as well select to backup Sapana in Azure Virtual Machine. So Azure File Share is just a storage service. Then the SQL Server in Azure Virtual Machine. That's a way to deploy the Azure databases. So if you're using the SQL virtual machine database, that's the way to back it up. So I think we are just supposed to click on backup. Yeah, we need to click on backup now. That option. I'll click backup. Then on the backup policy, review the default policy settings and select create a new policy. So let's see where's the backup policy. This is the section backup policy, and we are supposed to click on create a new policy. I think currently this is the policy that we have. Or you can see it says policy details. To do a full backup, and the backup frequency is on a daily basis at this time 4:30 p.m. UTC. Then instant restore, retain instant recovery snapshots for 2 days. Retention of daily backup point, retain backup taken every day at 4:30 p.m. for 30 days. So that's the current policy. And it seems like we are supposed to create a new policy. Define a new backup policy with the following settings. Leave others with their default settings. So the policy name is going to be this. I'll just copy it. AZ-104 policy. Copy that. Then I'll just click on, just scroll up slowly. I'll click on this, create a new policy. Policy name. Erase this current policy name and paste in the new one. So make sure that you don't get an error when renaming the policy name. And then the frequency is gonna be daily, and time is gonna be 12 a.m. So frequency is gonna be daily, time will change that to 12 a.m. I'll just scroll up. This is it, 12 a.m. Time zone is gonna be left as default. Okay, time zone is gonna be name of your local time zone. So my local time zone, I'll just select just a moment. I'm gonna select I'm looking for my time zone here. So I'll just select Moscow, and then instance restore. Let's see what's there. Retain instant recovery snapshots for 2 days. So this is it. Retain instant recovery snapshots for 2 days. That's okay. And then retention range. You can just go through these details. The rest of the details here to be familiar with the interface. But I don't think we have to set up anything else. Yeah. Then I'll click OK. So it should add a policy. So yeah, we have that policy. It's right here. This is the way that it's added. Then on the select, click OK to create the policy. Then in the virtual machines section, select add. So virtual machines, we need to after you scroll down, you need to click on add and add a virtual machine. On the select virtual machines blade, select AZ-104 VM0, click OK, and back on the backup blade, click enable the backup. So we'll be selecting the first virtual machine VM0. I'll just check this box and then I'll click OK. So validation is in progress, and finally it's done. So you can see that we have the entry here of VM0. Previously it was not there. And after that, we need to just enable the backup. So I'll click on enable backup there. Then navigate back to the AZ-104 resource vault, recovery service vault. Then in the protected items section, click backup items. So give it a moment, it's doing the deployment. I'll just close out of that notification. Then I'll search for the recovery services vault. This is it. I'll select that entry. We need to go to the protected items section, so I'll just push it. Then protected items, we need to select backup items. Then under here is that backup items, and click Azure Virtual Machine entry. So this is the entry right there, and so far we have 0 backup items and Azure Virtual Machines, so hopefully that will change. I'll click that entry. On the backup items, that is for the Azure Virtual Machines, select the view details link for AZ-104. That is basically the virtual machine 0 instance, and review the values of the backup pre-check and last backup status entry. So we just you can click on view details here, and we need to review the values for backup pre-check and last backup. So let's see where that is. So backup pre-check is right here, and it's passed. Last backup is this right here. Warning, initial backup pending. So it hasn't done any it seems to have not done any backup so far. And this is the policy, backup policy that it's using, AZ-104 backup policy standard. So let's see what's next. On the AZ virtual machine backup item blade, click backup now and accept the default value in the retain backup tool drop down list, and click OK. So do not wait for the backup to complete, but instead proceed to the next task. So we need to click on the backup now. This is it. We need to click there. So this will just back up the data on the virtual machine. Suppose retain backup till, we just leave it as default as it's recommended here. Where is that? Yeah, accept the default. Don't change anything. I'll click OK. So this will trigger backup for that virtual machine instance. We proceed to task number 4. Implement file and folder backup. In this task, you will implement file and folder backup by using Azure Recovery Services. In the Azure portal, search for and select virtual machines, and on the virtual machines blade, click virtual machine, so VM1 basically. So on the let's just get there first. We need to go back. We'll select virtual machines, and we'll select virtual machine 1. Then on the AZ VM1 blade, click connect. So we'll be connecting using RDP, and then note this refers to connecting via remote desktop from a Windows . So on a Mac, you can use remote desktop client. So RDP is for a Windows client. Then if you're using a Mac, you can use remote desktop client from the Mac App Store. So you need to find remote desktop client to use. Then on the Linux computers, you can use an open source RDP client software. And once again, note you can ignore any warning prompts when connecting to the target virtual machines. And then when prompted, sign in by using the student username and the password from the parameters file. Yeah, so let's go ahead. I'll click on connect. You can hit connect from this point here, or you can hit connect from this point here. Both will just work out okay. Click connect. We are not using the Azure Basin connection. So if you scroll down, this is the option to connect using RDP. So I'll just select that, click select, and we need to download the RDP file. I'll click on that, download RDP file, and I'll just navigate to the folder where the file is. I'll double click on that RDP file. Then I can check this, don't ask me again for connections to this computer. Then I'll click on connect at this point. And at this point you want to click on more choices right there. Then you select use a different use a different account. So this entire box, you just need to click there, and once you've done that, you need to input the username and password. So I'll just copy the username and password. Actually, I can just get the username from this point here. This is the username, you can see it here. I think I can copy it from there. Copied. So I'll go back to the RDP, paste the username. As for the password, you need to provide the password that you use. So my password was my VM password, so I just copy that, paste it here, minimize that. Then I can just check the option remember me, because I don't want to keep on signing into this VM. Then I click OK. Then I'll check this, don't ask me again for connection to this computer, and finally I'll click yes. So this is just a prompt letting you know that the certificate being used is not kind of like valid, and not really valid, but it says here the certificate is not from a trusted CA or certifying authority. So are you okay using it? I'll just click yes. Give it a moment to connect. So I'll try to resize this window, the RDP window, as I wait for it to connect to the virtual machine instance. So I'll go back to the instruction. So you're given a note here, because the Azure portal doesn't support Internet Explorer 11 anymore. You'll have to use the Microsoft Edge browser for this task. So that's within the virtual machine that you're trying to connect to. It's already deployed, so don't worry about it. Within the remote desktop session, to the virtual machine 1 instance Azure virtual machine, start an Edge web browser, browse the Azure portal, and sign in using your credential. So if I okay, you can just copy this link right here. You can right click there and copy link address. Then I'll go back to the RDP, maximize that. If you're prompted to, okay, I want to maximize it because there's an issue there. So I'll just try to resize this. If you're prompted to connect to a network, what you need to do is select no. So click no, and you'll be good to go. Then you can hit on this dialog. Just check this box, don't show this message again. and close it this using this X. Then this is the server. It's called Windows Server Manager, I guess. You can just close it. You don't need. You're not working with the server manager this point. The next thing to do, it says that we need to okay, let me just go back here. So it says right here that we need to start an Edge browser. So I'll close that. So this is the Edge browser. Okay, this one. Yeah, okay. We can just hit this start button at, right here. You can hit that right there. Then Microsoft Edge. That's what you need to start, because Internet Explorer, which is pinned in the taskbar there, this is not supported. So X for that. Don't go for that. You need to go with the Microsoft Edge. Let it load. Then the next thing to do is just you can start with the data. I'll just click that. I won't check that. I'll leave it unchecked. Confirm and continue. Continue with this data. So I won't check that. Click confirm and start. Give it a moment. I don't need to set this up. You can just click skip this. I'll click next and finish. So at this point, what you want to do is try to scroll up. Then I'll close this tab. I can open a new tab. Close that other one. Then I'll just paste in the link to this link, portal.azure.com, or you can as well type it in, portal.azure.com, and hit enter or the return key. Then you need to sign in, so I'll just sign in. Hit enter. Then you need to provide your password. I won't save my password. Then I'll click yes. So I'll let it load in the background. I'm logged in already to my portal. So all this is happening within the VM1 instance, as you can see here at the top left section right there. Okay, so that's the name of the instance, and at the moment we have already RDP to it. We have made that remote connection into it. We are logged into Microsoft Azure portal, and let's just see what the next instructions are about. In fact, I can copy the instruction link and then just use this browser to continue. So just scroll down. We task number 4. So implementing file and folder backup. Okay, so within the remote desktop session to the virtual machine 1 instance, we have already started Microsoft Edge browser. We are logged into the portal. So within the portal now, we need to search for the recovery services vault once again. I'll just drag this tab here, and this is the recovery services vault. We have this link here because we have been using it. So that's the link. I'll click there, recovery services vault, and then I'll navigate into the service vault that we're using. Then click AZ-104. That's our recovery services vault. Then we need to go into backup. We need to click backup, this option. Okay, that option right there. So I'll click backup. Then let's see what we have set up on the yeah. So on the backup gold blade, specify the following settings. Where is your workload? We'll just say on premises, because we are trying to assume that I think the idea here is to assume that this virtual machine instance VM1 is on within that on premises environment. Then what do you want to backup? We'll just select we are backing up files and folders. So we'll change it from Azure, where is your workload, from Azure to on-premise. Then what do you want to backup? We'll select files and folders, and I think we should be done that by that. Then note, even though the virtual machine you're using in this task is running in Azure, you can leverage it to evaluate the backup capabilities applicable to any on-premises computer running Windows Server operating system. So yeah, I hope you get the idea there. On the backup go blade, click prepare infrastructure. So this is it. Click prepare infrastructure. Then on the prepare infrastructure blade, click the download agent for Windows Server or Windows Client. Then when prompted, click run to start installation of that is mass agent installer.exe with the default settings. So we need to click this download agent for Windows Server. So this is it right here. I'll click that, and it will download that. That's the mass agent installer. Then I can just click on open file, because there's no need to navigate to where it is. Open file, waiting for it to prompt, and that's the auto installation dialog. So installation of Visual Studio C++ with distributed package has failed. Please install that. VCR create. I'll click OK. I'll click OK once again. OK once again. Error searching Microsoft Azure recovery service. OK. Click OK. Let's see what the instructions say here. So let's just navigate to the folder. I click show downloads. Then click on this folder icon to show in folder. So I'll try to run it once again. So I'll give it a moment to just run and see what comes up. Okay, this is it. So I think the preferred way is to just navigate to the folder, and then don't open it, but click run as administrator. Okay, so when prompted, click run to start installation of the Microsoft, I think it's called Microsoft Azure something. Is it? I'll minimize this a little bit to then scroll down. Yeah, it's called Microsoft Azure Recovery Services Agent Setup Wizard. So let me just scroll up here. I'll drag this wizard to the right hand side here so that I can just access it easily. So click run, where is that? Then note on the Microsoft Update 10 page of the Microsoft Azure Recovery Services Agent Setup Wizard, select the I do not want to use Microsoft Update installation option. So let's see where that is. We just installed this with the wizard guide. So I'll click next. You're connected to the internet through default proxy settings. Click next once again. Microsoft Update opt-in. Select I do not want to use the Microsoft Update. So we need to select that. So ideally, yeah. So next, then on the installation page of the Microsoft Azure Recovery Services Agent Setup Wizard, click Proceed to Registration. This will start Register Server Wizard. I think we'll click Install at this point, and let's see what will happen. Okay, so this is the point where we are supposed to proceed to registration, and that's what we see. And under instruction number 11, so like it says here on the installation page of the mass service, so click Proceed to Registration. This will start register server wizard. So I'll just go back to the wizard here, click Proceed to Registration. Then this is where you can register the server. So let's see, switch the web browser window displaying the Azure portal. On the Prepare Infrastructure blade, select the checkbox already downloaded or using the latest recovery server agent and click download. So let's go here and click this already downloaded. So ideally this will download vault credentials to register the server to the vault. Vault credentials will expire after 10 days. Okay, so just need to click on download. I'll click download there, that option. So it will download the file to our downloads folder. Let's see what's next. When prompted whether to open or save the vault credentials, you need to save it. Click save. So okay, switch back to the register server wizard window, and on the vault identification page, click browse. In the select vault credentials dialog box, browse to the downloads folder, click the vault credential file you downloaded and click open. So let's see where that is. I'll just scroll down and drag this to the right here once again, then I'll scroll up once again. So we need to click on browse, then navigate to the downloads folder, and this is the vault credential, as you can see here. So I'll select that and click open. Then after instruction number 15, so you're just selecting it and clicking the credential open. Then back on the Vault identification page, click next. Ensure save passphrase securely to Azure Key Vault is not checked. So we click next. Save passphrase securely. This option here, we don't need to check it. This one, we need to uncheck it. So it gives you a prompt here. 7-day password locally does not protect it from corruption or disaster. Or that do you want to proceed without saving the passwords to Azure Key Vault? Click yes. And then on the encryption setting page of the register server wizard, click generate passphrase. So this is the option, generate passphrase. So you can see here it has generated some passphrase. Then on the encryption setting page, still there, on the register server wizard, click the browse button next to the enter location to save the passphrase. Then in the browse folder dialog box, select the document folder and click OK. Okay, so we need to, this is the point where you can enter a location to save the passphrase, and of course these are the passphrase, the two here. So we need to click on browse and we'll go into the documents folder. I think that's where it's supposed to navigate to. Select the documents folder. Okay, so this PC, then documents folder, and click OK. So it's C user students documents, that's our path. Then click finish, review the Microsoft Azure backup warning and click yes. So you can click finish, let it load. So as we wait for this, we are given a note here that in a production environment, you should store the passphrase. That's the passphrase that we just generated. You should store the passphrase file in a secure location other than the server being backed up. So the server in our case is this virtual machine, and as you can see, you notice we are storing the passphrase within the virtual machine itself under the documents directory. So that's not recommended. You should store the passphrase somewhere else. I'll just wait for this to register the server and come back later. Finally, our server has been deployed, and we are supposed to review the details that are here on the screen. So you get this warning showing the passphrase locally can lead to passphrase loss due to deletions and ransomware attacks. So ideally the password could get compromised or lost. So you just need to keep it elsewhere for security measures. Then you need to select this checkbox, that is launch Microsoft Azure Recovery Services Agent. You need to select it so that once you click on close, it will launch the Microsoft Azure Recovery Services Agent. So I'll just click close and it will launch it. In the Microsoft Azure Backup console, in the Actions pane, click Schedule a Backup. Schedule Backup. So that's what's happening in the background. That's the you can see here Microsoft Azure Backup. This is the name. So I'll try to minimize this, not really minimize, but resize this window so that I can have space. Yeah. So we need to schedule a backup, and for that, if we check here on the right hand side pane, we have the option to schedule a backup, or I think you can get the same option from here under actions. Under action here, if you just click there, you'll notice that we have the option to schedule a backup from there. So either way, it will still work. Then In the schedule backup wizard, on the getting started page, click next, and then on the select items to backup page, click add items. So we just need to click next on this wizard. Then so we need to select items to backup, and for that we'll need to click add items, and then will be where is it? So we need to navigate to this directory, C Windows System 32 drivers, etc. Select hosts and then click OK. So I think we can just copy this part. I'll copy the part, copy that, and then can we really navigate to it? No. Okay, I can't copy the path, so I'll just navigate to it. C Windows 32. So I think this is it. C Windows. Yeah, C Windows System 32. So System 32 is scrolling down. So this is System 32. I'll hit the plus icon next to it to expand it. Then under C System 32, we need to select drivers, then etc. So we're looking for the driver folder at this point. Yeah, this is it, drivers. Then we need to select whole etc folder, or is it a file? It should be a file. So I'll just scroll down. A, B, C, D, E. I don't know why I'm missing it here. So is it drivers, then etc? It should be a directory. So I'll just go back to start looking for it. Okay, this is not the folder that I should be looking under. This is the folder itself, etc. So I was looking in the wrong place. So I'll just expand this etc folder. I'll hit the plus icon to expand it. Then I'll select hosts. So I won't check the etc, because once you check etc, it will if you check this box, it will check everything. You can see all this box turning to being checked. So I'll just uncheck. Okay, I must have pressed escape. So I'll just go back, add C Windows, then System 32, then drivers. After System 32, you need to keep on hitting the plus sign if you're doing it. I'll just give it a moment. And look for drivers. This is it. I'll click the plus icon. Then we need to go into etc folder and select hosts, only hosts, and I click OK. So you can see this is the path. Then on the select items to backup page, click next. So this is the page itself, select items to backup. We just need to click on next right here. Then we need to configure the time. So on the specify backup schedule page, ensure the day option is selected in the first drop-down list box below the at following times. So let's just make sure that. So the day it's checked by default, it seems like the day. So schedule a backup every day and not every week. Then from there, so maximum allowed is 3 times a day box. Select for 30 a.m. and click next. So the time here is gonna be for 30 a.m. This is it. And then maximum allowed is gonna be 3 times a day. Wait. So in the first drop down list box below are the following times. Maximum allowed is 3 times a day box. So let's see, where is that? Just a moment. So let's see if there is another option here. So I'll just leave this at for 30, and this one as well at I can select for 30 and see how things will go. There's no option to select for 30. So that would yeah, we just need to set this for 30 a.m. and the rest will be left as none. Then from there you can click on next. Let's select the retention policy page, accept the defaults and click next. So this is the retention policy page. Everything is here. So we just accept the defaults and click next, or you can review it to try understand what's happening. So next, then on the choose initial backup type page, accept the defaults and click next. So this is the choose initial backup type. So default is selected to online transfer over the network. Okay, so we just accept the default here, click next. Then on the confirmation page, you need to click finish. When the backup schedule is created, click close. So let's click finish to create the backup schedule. Then after that, we need to click on close. So create backup schedule for files and folders. It's the set is a success. I'll click close. And let's see what's next. In the Microsoft Azure Backup Console, in the Actions pane, click Backup Now. So we started by creating the schedule backup by clicking that, and now the next thing is to click this option, Backup Now option. So I just click Backup Now, and then note the option to run backup on demand becomes available once you create schedule backup. So what do you want to back up? First and folder. Let's see, let's just go back. I think this is the option to run backup on demand, the backup now option. This one, sorry. This one is the option to run backup on demand. So that's where we are supposed to click backup now. And then in the backup now wizard, on the select backup item page, ensure that the files and folders option is selected and click next. So files and all folders is selected. Click next. Then on the retain backup till page, accept the default settings and click next. So I think we just need to click next as well here. Select the volumes you want to backup. So I just that's automatically selected as drive C or volume C. Click next. Then retain backup, we are supposed to accept the default. Yeah, we are supposed to accept the default, and the default is currently set to 10th of December 2023. That should be on a Sunday, which is not the current date. As you can see here, this is 10th of November, so it will retain our data till 10th of December. I think that's roughly 30 days. So I'll click next. Then confirmation, this is the part of what we intend to backup. So remember, we selected to backup the hosts. So we just need to continue with the wizard prompt. So I'll click backup, and then that's the backup process. I think it's proper to just wait for it to complete before you close. So let it run there in the background. Then so we go back to the AZ recovery service Vault 1 backup items blade, click Azure backup agent. Then on the backup items backup agent blade, verify there is an entry referencing the C drive. So let's just see, go there from this point. So you can close this from here and click OK. I can close this as well. So here we are at the recovery service vault. Then must have escaped me in the protected items, backup items. So we need to scroll down. So backup items and protected items. Click on backup items. So you can see that we have Azure virtual machine. So that's like ideally a virtual machine instance in cloud. We did back it up already. Then this other one, Azure backup agent, this is for the second virtual machine instance, whereby we're just trying to assume it's on premise, and we are trying to back up its content. So we need to click that entry, and we can review the details from by just clicking the view details. And let's see what's their last backup status. I think it's still loading. Let's see if it's done. So this wizard got completed. I can now click close, and I'll minimize the okay, I just let it be there. So go back to my Azure portal, and let's see what's here. Expand this. So last backup status, and it's not done, or what? Let's see. So the C drive, we need to verify that the C drive is there. So I think ideally this is it. Backup items, this is the point you can just verify with. So we have the C drive there because that's what we backed up. Just go back, close out of that. Okay, so this is the backup item itself. We backed up the C volume, and that's what we're getting there.